My name is Judy Ward, and I'm your moderator for today. I work as part of the marketing team here at IIBA. IIBA is an independent, not-for-profit professional association serving the global business analysis community. As a recognized thought leader, IIBA is dedicated to elevating the discipline of business analysis, and we provide our global community with relevant tools, resources, and networking opportunities to take control of your business analysis career. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A section rather than the chat section using the webinar controls at the bottom of your Zoom screen. The difference is that this way we're able to track the questions and track the answers that we have given, rather than trying to scroll up and down the chat section looking for questions. We would appreciate your help with that. And we do have today's deck ready to go. We'll share it close to the end of the presentation using the chat function. We're also recording the webinar today, and it will be available on our IIBA webinar archives page within 10 business days of this broadcast. Today's presenter is Ellen Mishra, who holds a CBAP, a CBDA, a CPOA, AAC, and CCA certificates. Ellen is an author and co-founder of Adaptive US Inc. He has more than 27 years of professional experience in business analysis, requirement analysis, agile software development, and management consulting. Ellen is the product owner for Succeed, Adaptive's flagship learning management solution. He has authored more than 20 books on business analysis and has trained more than 5,000 business analysts around the globe. Ellen has personally guided and helped close to or more than 1,200 professionals to get IIBA certified, and he has conducted more than 300 workshops in business analysis, requirements management, agile software project management, and Six Sigma. Ellen's presentation today is how to set up a data analytics practice for your organization. Data analytics is increasingly becoming a highly important ingredient in business success. Today, most businesses know the criticality of data collection, but not all of them know how to extract the most value from the data that they collect. The rapid advances in data technology necessitates organizations develop a high-performance data analytics practice. Ellen, thank you for being here today, and I will pass it now over to you.
Thank you, Judy. Do you hear me well?
Yes, I do. You are coming in very clearly.
Yeah. Thank you, folks, for joining us today. Thank you, Judy, for a very kind and warm introduction. I'm glad to be here with IIBA fellow members. I have been a member of IIBA for more than 10 or 11 years now. And I'm glad that I completed all 7 IIBA certifications. And that's something I really take deep pride in. Today is actually a very special day for us as a company. We reached 1,600 IIBA certifications mark today, and that is something we cherish about. I have played multiple roles across different clients within Adaptive itself, and over a period of time, I do see a significant interest in data analytics. Just to give you a glimpse of my personal experience about this practice, I taught a course in a company called Vodafone, which you might have heard. It's a large telecommunication provider. And I taught them BA Buck. But the questions they kind of asked me was all about reporting and insights. And unfortunately, in those days, we did not have the data analytics guide available to us. But that thought process came to my mind. It seems like there are a set of business analysts who are very, very data analytics focused. And I'm glad IIBA came up with this standard And we see a good demand for data analytics courses today. In fact, there's a lot of requests for data science related courses as well. But that's something we are probably not ready as of now. Hopefully, IIBA will come up with some program on data science as well, because people are looking at a continuous movement from a business analyst role to a data analyst role to a data scientist role. Okay, so again, once more, thank you to Team Adaptive, Team IIBA, and the participants. So let me just ask a very simple question to you. If your organization has data analysts today, how are you recruiting them? So you have two options. Either you're trying to hire from outside or you have hired them from open market, or you have professionals within your organization who have been promoted as data analysts. So what's the choice that you have for your organization? Okay, A and B both A. Okay, it has been B. Okay, B. Quite a lot of people, both A, B. Oh, it seems like a lot of companies hire from outside. Many companies also promote internally. That's a good thing to know. Okay, and there is a reason why I'm asking this question, because in general, data analysts are very expensive to hire. So we often, within our own organization, we try to groom our existing business analysts to become data analysts. So I'll show you some of practical examples of data analytics within Adaptive, and mostly it's related to CRM and sales. That's because that's quite important to the business, not that we don't focus on other areas, but we have been able to do a fairly good job with our sales analytics, web analytics. These two areas we have done very well, but there are, of course, other areas which we would like to improve. So I'll keep showing some examples as we go through the presentation. I think I don't have to spend much time on Adaptive US. Most of you may know us. We have been in business for about 7 years now. We have kind of interacted with more than 10,000 business analysts, of which probably 5,000 to 6,000 became our customers and students, and about 1,600 are already certified from IIBA. Okay, so there is a good announcement for you as we speak. We also launched a skill assessment app called Competency Pro. And initially we had built it for business analysts, but now we have enhanced the same app for data analytics professionals as well. And you and your team can do an assessment of your team skill capability. And you can continually do it. It's not that you do it one time and you just get a report. You can actually maintain data for any number of period of years that you would like to keep the data. And we are going to offer it for these webinar participants, 10 participants or 10 logins free for 6 months. Okay. So here is one interesting study by McKinsey, which I believe all of you know. I have given an internal bit.ly link for the study as well. And what it says is that although many organizations have started pondering on analytics, less than 20% have actually used advanced analytics capabilities, which can be pretty helpful for business. So with analytics coming in, your performances are going to become a lot better. I'm going to show you some example of how we implemented data analytics at Adaptive for our business growth. So obviously, there's a whole lot of benefit to business when you look at analytics. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into our CRM platform as well, side by side, because there's a lot of things that I can show you from our CRM platform. Just give me a second. How do I come out of it? Yeah. So I'm going to log into the platform that we use extensively for our sales and marketing related activities. And I will also spend a little time on Google Analytics. That's also another analytics platform that we extensively use for monitoring our business performance. So just to give you a very simple idea about how we recently improved our sales funnel, the movement through the sales funnel using analytics. So I trust many of you may be having a CRM system. In case your company does not have a CRM system, I would recommend you to take a look at HubSpot. It has a free, fully functional version, which you can use for your sales and marketing activities. We, of course, use a paid version because we also host our website and other details on HubSpot, but you don't have to. You can use only the CRM part of the solution, which is free. So what we did, I actually, as a kind of co-founder in the company, I wanted to understand business performance and where are we not doing well. So some of the things that we track very closely is how many people register with us on a daily basis. You can see the data here. It's a bar graph that we have created. And this kind of gives us an idea that are we increasingly having more number of prospects or the number of prospects are coming down. And as you can see here, there is a clearly Monday to Sunday impact. Certain days it's always better. Working days are generally better. Weekends are generally not so good. But if you take it on a weekly basis, you get quite a consistent performance. But the interesting experience or whatever we changed in our process is this particular graph or image. You can see what we called it as sales funnel report. And if you observe in this funnel, ideally we should have as many customers as we like. The better, the more, the better. The more the sales qualified lead is better because our salespeople are interacting with them. Whereas having a very large number in the lead category isn't good. Because when a contact is in the lead category, our salespeople are not interacting. Because for them, they do not know what to do with these leads. Because the need is not expressed at that point in time. Once the need is expressed, they typically move to the sales qualified lead. So at one point in time, we observed there are more than 5,000 leads and only 500 sales qualified lead. Okay, so it was imbalanced. So we did a root cause analysis, why so many leads are here. Then we understood that most of the lead capture forms that we have, they do not capture the need of the student. So we started reworking on the products. I will show you some of the lead capture forms. And we started introducing a field saying, what are you interested in? Are you interested in CBAP, CBDA, CPOA? So once that process came in, now you can see number of leads have come down drastically in the leads in that state, whereas the number in sales qualified lead has increased significantly, which is actually the good thing for the company, because the lower the numbers or the numbers are better on the lower side, we start getting more and more revenue. So you can see very clearly how we leveraged analytics to make our organization better. So here is one simple tip that I would like to give it to all of you. Whenever you are looking for a new product, okay, many of you may be considering buying products for internal management, for CRM, or whatever system you're trying to build. Try to look for systems which come with good built-in analytics capability. This will make your life a lot easier because HubSpot comes with more than 1,000 pre-configured concepts which you can leverage. And it's very easy to build analytics reports on HubSpot, and which has really helped us quite a lot. Because previously we did have a CRM on our system, homegrown system. But every time we need some new report, we have to tell the developer, I need a report like this. Now with this coming in, we can actually monitor a whole lot of things right out of the box. Like how is our website traffic, which pages are doing very well, what's the overall performance of the website, what is our overall sales performance, from where are we getting the data, from where are we getting the leads, everything you can see here. Which CTAs are doing well, how is the sales looking like. See, tremendous amount of information we are able to gather for management and for analytics purpose because we have picked up a good platform. So remember, a good platform can make your life a lot better and make your organization a lot better. I trust at some day we will also be able to find an ERP solution, which also comes with a good built-in analytics platform, but that's a research topic by itself. Okay, back to our presentation. So as I showed you, analytics can help you to make your processes better, more effective, reduce your costs, see where are you spending money, is that money worthwhile to be spent in that area or can it be optimized? So there's so much we can do with analytics coming into play. We always had reporting. It's not that reporting wasn't there, but with analytics, the reporting becomes a lot more visual. And that makes a whole lot of difference to management and stakeholders. Okay. So obviously, we want to build a great analytics team, which is capable and which is driving the business towards a better side. And this is a framework which I created, and I believe this is a simple framework to build any practice that you want to build in your company, not only analytics practice. Suppose tomorrow you're interested in developing strategic analytics, strategic analysis competency, or project management competency, or customer success management competency, any area that you want to focus. I basically took the concept from ITIL. Those of you who know ITIL, ITIL is a fantastic framework for service management. So I created this particular simple framework, which is people, process, technology, and partners. And remember, we start with people. That means if you don't have right people, even having right process, right technology, that may not be very good. And I am very happy and proud to say that at Adaptive, we have been able to have fantastic people work with us. In spite of not being a great paymaster, we are not the best paymaster in the industry, but we still have one of the amazing team working with us, very consistent, maybe because of our culture that we have built. People are happy in working with Adaptive compared to what we have seen, even big names, consulting names, tech names. I see a lot of people being quite unhappy about working in those companies. On an average, our employee life is at least 5 to 7 years. So most of our employees have spent more than 5 years with us itself. Okay, so let's see how we can set these things right for our analytics program. So first, we need some good analysts, and especially data analysts. And where do we go? So usually a lot of companies take the approach hire from the market. You go to a HR consulting firm, put up an advertisement. But in general, if you try to hire people from outside your company, it's going to be expensive. You also may have a culture mismatch. That's a possibility. But not that it's a complete no-no, but you have to be careful when you're trying to hire somebody from outside. Whereas you could actually hire internally. So for example, all the dashboards that you saw today, they have been created by one of our own internal business analysts. Okay, so it's not that we got somebody from outside, but she learned HubSpot quite well. Then she optimized HubSpot. So wherever we have issues, like sometimes I will report that the data looks ridiculous, like I can show you an email that I sent to her today morning saying this data looks really not so correct, because I have a sense of how we are doing in terms of business, and the numbers were showing too high. I can show you the numbers. One second. Yeah. Say something wrong with HubSpot sales report. And what I saw is on a particular day, we are earning $15,000. It's too high for us. We almost earn that in a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So then she kind of figured out, she fixed the issue, and then I kind of replied back that it's all working fine now because I can kind of correlate with what data we are seeing. So again, always remember, you can have an existing business analyst, an existing domain expert, process excellence experts. In many companies, you may have people who are conducting Six Sigma projects and those things, especially if you're a manufacturing organization or a BPO or ITES organization. You may have good number of people working in a function called process excellence. So these are people who try to optimize processes, and they are actually fantastic candidates for data analytics because they already are trained on Six Sigma, lot of data-oriented concepts, so they can be pretty easily morphed into a data analyst role. So look internal, not only look outside. And obviously, when you're trying to get people onto this side of the story, see if they're willing to learn. That's a big yes. If they have keenness to learn, they can learn. And other aspects like creating visuals or writing SQL queries, these all can be taught. Okay. Then it's always good that as an organization, you assess your competency. And this is where I was going to give you a little bit of a hint about the new product that we created. It's called competencypro.app. It's free for individuals. There is no cost if you want to assess your own skills. But if you want to use it as an organization, obviously there is a little bit of a cost involved. We have to recover some costs for ourselves. So if you see here, there are two skill sets that we have created right now: business requirements analyst and business data analyst. So you can see here, we have created 20 questions, which you can do a self-assessment. It's not like quiz or anything, just a simple assessment, but be true and tell your staff members also to be true about how they perceive their skills on data analytics on various parameters. Then you can get a graph, you can actually compare it over a period of time. So this is something which we created for the community, and we are glad a lot of companies are showing interest in this product itself. Okay, so please do. And if you want to use it at a corporate level, please write to our info IT. Okay, then once you get some kind of an assessment done, then you understand, okay, are people comfortable with data analytics concepts? Do they understand the data analytics process? Do they understand visualization? What kind of visualization is suitable for what kind of context? Then you can actually plan intervention. And in fact, the IIBA CBDA program can be quite a good starting point because it is dealing with data analytics. So it covers the data analytics process, techniques, and visualization. Everything is covered as part of the CBDA bootcamp. Okay, so now this part is done. So we have looked at the people part. Then obviously we need to have a process for conducting our data analytics projects. So that also you can use the IIBA guidebook for that. And there are a lot of good literature already available on data analytics process. There are companies which provide data analytics toolkits as well. So we at Adaptive actually developed a toolkit based on the IIBA guide, which is a fairly set of, maybe I'll say 30, 35 templates, which is available for any organization which wants to set up its data analytics process. And obviously, don't think that toolkit is your process. That's just a starting point. So take it, read it, debate it, and update it based on your organizational need. And I keep saying somehow people have made processes as their masters. Processes are not masters, they are servants. They are there to serve us to make our businesses better. And sometimes I get very kind of perturbed by the fact that some people say if you're using agile with waterfall, you are committing a sin. Why? It's at the end of the day, it's business. The purpose of business is to serve customers, create value for customers, create value for the company. Methods are just a tool in the process. They cannot become so sacrosanct that they will not let me use two methods together. So please be careful about such people who become a method fanatic. So somehow I call them as method fanatics, and there are plenty of them. I see a lot of them. They're treating the method as sacrosanct and above business. Method is never above business. Okay. So this is the process that IIBA Guidebook provides, and it's very, very well explained in the IIBA Guidebook. If you are already a member of IIBA, you have access to this resource. And if you are not a member of IIBA, this is a good point for me to request you to become a member of IIBA. So that's an amazing resource repository. You can see so many webinars happen through IIBA. So many events happen through IIBA. So there's a great value in becoming an IIBA member. So if you see here, obviously we always start with the research question or the business problem in mind. Okay. So when I looked at our data here, so the business problem that I observed is I found that there are a lot of people in the lead category and very few people in the sales qualified lead category. So this is, you can treat it as stage 1 versus stage 2. Okay, so first we did not have this data itself. Forget about analyzing because in the past we did not have any CRM system. We were maintaining data in multiple worksheets. Every salesperson will have his or her own worksheet, and that became an issue. So the first thing we decided is our data collection itself is weak. Data aggregation is weak. Obviously, we can't have analytics. So always look at your data infrastructure, that you have right data infrastructure in place. And because we put up a CRM system, that automatically built our data infrastructure to a great extent. Okay, then obviously need to get data, and now we have CRM system, so we are able to get the data. Then analyze the data. Look at the data, see the trend over a period of time. And there are many good tools available today, like what I can show you. Other than this, we also use Google Web Analytics, which is again a fantastic tool. It's free. Okay, it's not that you have to pay for it, but that also gives you a very good idea about how things are moving. Okay, so as you can see here, one of the key performance data we're trying to monitor is our website traffic. And in last 28 days, it is showing good results. But if I go back and take a longer term view, like say, for example, if I come down and I take a slightly longer, maybe this year, or last 12 months, okay, this is one issue I have with Google Analytics. It somehow shows the performance dropping dramatically on the last day or last period, which is incorrect data. But you can see here for a fairly long time, like almost up to April, Jan to April, we were performing quite poorly compared to the previous year. Okay, maybe some Google update happened, or we were not very careful, but then we started working on it, and now you can see here we have been performing much better than last year, same time. And there is a whole lot of data that you can see as part of Google Analytics from where your visitors come, which pages are getting a lot of traffic. So many things you can do. And this is just a free tool available to you. There's absolutely no cost. You just have to tell your webmaster to implement analytics on your company website. And I'm hoping that over a period of time, there'll be more number of such tools which will be available, which companies can use. And obviously, you look at the data, understand if things are getting better, things are not getting better. If they are getting worse, what can we do to improve our business process? And obviously, typically, most organizations start analytics as a project initiative. That means you try doing something at a customer need or a business need level, and you don't think of enterprise level. So this is one thing I think which IIBA can do a much better job. We seem to be operating very well at the project level, but our enterprise level focus has been relatively less, except for the data analytics where there is a discussion on enterprise level activities. In BABOK, you hardly hear anything on business analysis at enterprise level or how to set up a business analysis practice at enterprise level. But good that this standard has that. Okay, so if you come down, it actually also divides each of these domains into multiple tasks. And in the guidebook, you will get enough inputs on this. So we used this task structure to build our data analytics toolkit. And that's also available for about $1,000. And that also comes with some consulting support. I think if I just go to our website and let me see if I can search that toolkit and show you the path. So you can come to our website, come here and say data analytics toolkit. Yeah, so you can see here, business data analytics toolkit. Okay, so this is a free preview. You can do a free preview as well. So this comes with $960, but it also comes with 4 hours of support from our side. So if you have any question on the template or guideline, you can always come back and ask us in a live interaction. Okay, now comes the technologies piece. And as I was showing you, the good old technology that we have with us, Microsoft Excel, continues to be one of the world's most favorite data analytics platform. So if you know Excel, you can be a good analytics professional. But what I also suggested before, if you remember, look for platforms with good built-in data analytics capability. So that way you can operate at a business layer than operating at a code or programming layer. Then there's an amazing tool called Tableau. Tableau also has a free version which you can use and learn. But I think if you want to use it at a company level, maybe you will have to pay a little bit more. Then there's Power BI, again from Microsoft. That's also an amazing tool. So if you are on Microsoft platform, like you're using SQL Server, such kind of tools, then Power BI can be, again, a very effective tool. And it's also dirt cheap. If I remember well, it was just about $10 per month. So it's not at all expensive to have Power BI as one of your BI tool setup. And also teach your employees, staff to leverage these platforms as much as you can. I have been a fan of Excel almost for now 30 years. And I continue to get amazed with what you can do with Excel. There's so much you can do with Excel if you learn it well. Then the next part I would talk about is partners, because not everything you would like to do yourself, because it may take time, it may not be your core strength. So you may be able to find a good partner for your skill development, for hiring, for tech setup, in case you don't have a tech setup at your company. Okay, so as I said, you can always find partners who can help you in recruiting data analytics professionals, in skill development, and there are plenty of organizations, including Adaptive, which work in the skill development area. They can provide resources on demand if you are looking for an analytics person to come and work with you for a week, in a month. Maybe you can hire them as well at that level. There could be mentoring support, your output support. I have seen many of our clients actually relying on a third party to develop models and many other things because they don't see the demand being there for a full-time data analytics professional because they are expensive professionals. So they probably need about a week in a month. So they basically go to a consulting partner and pick up that resource from that consulting partner. And the good part about the consulting partner can be that since the consulting partner is working with, say, 50 to 100 clients like you, so they could be assimilating knowledge from other projects that they're doing. So some of that can also come into your project. Okay, so this is a very simple roadmap I'm proposing for you to try, and it's not something very difficult to do. So first thing is define a desired state for your analytics practice, what kind of skills they should be having, what kind of analysis they should be able to conduct. Okay, so visualization, model building, these are things that you would like to do. Maybe model building is a bit more complex, so that may take a little more time. But understanding data, understanding visualization, those things should not take that much time. And I have already spoken to you about a skill gap analysis tool, which is competencypro.app. So please do a skill gap analysis in terms of the capabilities that you're expecting, the tools that you're expecting, and what do you have on board. So fortunately for us, the two major areas, which is our website monitoring and our sales process monitoring, we do have great analytics tools. Maybe on our social media, we'll still probably look for a tool that gives us insights into our social media activities, which we don't think we have put in that much effort at this time. But social media is also becoming very prominent piece in your marketing story. So maybe that is something that we will look at in terms of tool set. And I believe there are a lot of tools coming in which are low code variety. That means they don't require heavy coding compared to the earlier days when everything almost required coding. And I'm trusting that the no code, low code movement will continue to grow. Even I see some LinkedIn articles and videos on ChatGPT being used for data analytics purpose. But that's, I think, still a bit more technical at this time. But I'm hoping that over a period of time, they will evolve and you can actually have tools which are much more English language like. Then obviously we need to get these resources, whether it is data, whether it is capabilities, whether it is tools. Okay. Then the second step, we could actually focus on defining a set of process. And in the process, also take care of data security. It's a very important piece when you do analytics projects. You may be collecting sensitive data. You may be storing sensitive data. So are those data protected from unauthorized access? So that is a piece of work that every data analyst must keep in mind. It could involve some recruitment process, tools acquisition. And again, the good part about tools today is they are becoming much more affordable. Just to give you a hint, a CRM system equivalent to HubSpot CRM 20 years back or 25 years back would have costed you $5 million. I know our clients have paid that kind of money to have a CRM system. one project we did was about $2 million in 2000 valuation. So by this time, it's probably $8 million easily. And it was a system which was far less capable than HubSpot. And today you get HubSpot for free. And if you need some support, it might come at a cost. But there is amazing change in the pricing of the tools, mostly because of SaaS, a lot of tools going on cloud. So that's becoming a lot easier for us to look at these tools. Of course, it would involve some amount of training to your staff members, and that is something that you can work it out with a training partner. Then maybe after about 16 to 17 weeks, look at how you have progressed on your data analytics practice. Do you have defined processes? Do you have tools in place? Are team members oriented enough, skilled enough to conduct the tasks? And then if you find some gaps, please fill up those gaps and work on them. Good. So coming down to what Adaptive can do for your organization, let me spend a little time. We as an organization are completely aligned to IIBA's story. So we do things aligned only to IIBA, and we focus on business analysis. If you're looking for some help in that area, we help clients in data analytics, product ownership, strategic analysis, agile analysis, and requirements engineering. So our entire company evolves around business analysis. We are also planning to become a tools partner to a very large requirements management tool company, because our clients can benefit from the expertise that we build on the tool. Then we provide training, we do provide consulting. Some of our consultants have close to 30 years of experience. Most of them have 25 plus years of industry experience. So when you're talking to them, we're really talking to people who know the industry quite well. And we are also investing good amount of time and money in making business analysts perform better. As I speak to you, we are developing an LMS, learning management system, for professionals who are dyslexic. So that's an aim to make sure that we have a more inclusive world. So even if you're dyslexic, you'll be able to use the product very well, because it is AI based and it is not requiring you to take a look at the video or text. And our aim is to actually upgrade that product sometime in future to enable blind students to learn without requiring specialist hardware. So today, blind students require specialist hardware to operate educational systems, like a Braille book or system like that. This will cut out that. So the cost of delivering content training to blind students will probably come down by 80%. So that means more and more students can come into the fold. So this requirement came because one of our clients actually have a lot of blind personnel on their board, and they work in that space. So they had requested it about a year and a half back. It took us quite some time. It's not a very simple problem to solve, but I'm very glad we are there, almost 90%, and I'm hoping another 10% we'll be able to close it in 1 month's time. So these are some of our partners. As we speak, we are also talking to a large Australian educational partner. We are also talking to a large requirements management tool vendor. So those two partnerships should come in very, very soon. And we are also venturing into teaching the subject in other languages. So we partnered with LaCroix for delivering ECBA training in French. We also have a plan to deliver ECBA training in Spanish sometime very soon, and maybe Russian and Portuguese. So we are also expanding our offerings, not only in English, but in other languages as well. And Scope Master is again an interesting product, and we have partnered with them. It's a requirements verification tool. I would strongly recommend, if you are writing requirements, you can use the tool because it's free for 50 use cases. And in small projects, you may have 50 use cases. So you can actually assess your user story quality using Scope Master. Again, as a company, we want to offer multiple learning modes. We offer learning in visual mode, auditory mode, reading mode, textual mode. And we really take pride in the quality of trainers that we have on board. Many of them have been part of IIBA writing team. They are very closely associated with IIBA. If you go to our website, you can take a look at the trainer profiles that we have. We also make constant effort to upgrade our content, and I'm quite glad that students are finding those content very helpful and they're able to succeed in IIBA certifications. This is where we are present globally. So we have presence in US. We're trying to have a presence in Canada as well. We're present in Romania. So we serve the European countries from Romania. We do have a partner in Australia, and we do have a base in Bangalore as well. So the two more continents that we would like to move is to have a partner in Africa and a partner in South America as well. So in case you are operating in this region and you would like to partner with us, do let me know. And we could actually take a look at Europe for other languages as well. So if you're operating in Germany and you want to do something in there, we would be happy to collaborate with you. Just to give you an idea, these are the current 5 key faculty members, but we are adding one more faculty member to the team. She will probably start delivering programs from next month. And we're still looking for a faculty member in Australia as well. Because in a sense, we want to have faculty members around the globe so that we can serve our students and customers in any part of the globe. So these are some of our most recent clients. We keep adding new clients almost on a monthly basis. At least 1 or 2 new corporate clients come in. This has been one of our focus area, and I'm hoping that by next year, maybe we'll have 200 plus corporate clients on our logo list. Again, few more. These are some of our student testimonials. In fact, you'll probably find thousands of them on website. And this is really a pride factor for us because 99+% of our students go really happy, successful. Sometimes we make an error in kind of having a student. Sometimes we don't refuse a student to come on board and they demand saying that they want to go for CBAP when they truly aren't capable of CBAP. So sometimes there are failures there as well. But we are also trying to make sure that we basically do not have anyone who cannot actually do the program because there are strict rules and regulations and we don't want to violate them. Sometimes some violations do happen. Okay, coming back to an offer for you. If you join any of our live training courses, we have a scheduled time that you get. And if you give this code IIBA 2307, you will get an extra month of access, which typically could cost you anywhere between $30 to $50. So that will come free to you. So a little bit of our contact information. And now I can take any question that you have in your mind.
Thanks, Alan. We do have some questions on the Q&A.
Sure.
From Dennis, his question is, why would you need an ECBA?
Why would you go for an ECBA program?
Yes.
Is that the question? Yeah, it's
Yes.
basically the entry certificate. So if you are keen on starting a business analyst career, ECBA makes a lot of sense. So people understand that you understand business analysis, you have benchmarked your knowledge. So it's always plus point to have a certificate because that distinguishes you from other people who are applying for the job. And when you take the interview, you can also answer much better because you have studied the course and you have cleared a test. So that gives you a lot more confidence.
Awesome. There's a question here from Cassiano Godinho. Do you have your company's ERP connected to HubSpot and or Google Analytics? And if so, is that data live or do you export data as needed to analyze?
No. The data that I showed you is live. It's always on. It's always connected. We do not have an ERP system right now. Means we do have a homegrown simple management system, but that does not have amazing analytics capability because it's something that we built. And when you have built something yourself, you cannot build a product like HubSpot. So it takes billions of dollars probably to build a product like HubSpot, and we don't have that kind of money. So I would always suggest you go and take a look at few good ERPs or CRMs in the market and pick one because that will be far, far less expensive compared to trying to build something in-house. But since we built a small in-house system and it seems to be easy to tinker around for whatever we like, so we are not letting it go. But the analytics capabilities in that tool is weak. So we probably have to plug in another tool like ClickView or Tableau or some other tool on top of that product to have analytics capability. That's also a possibility that exists. So you have independent analytics products like Power BI can connect to our system because we are built on SQL Server, but it will still require a good amount of work for you to connect, understand, whereas a product like HubSpot CRM will give you tremendous amount of analytics capability right out of the box.
Awesome. They're also from Cassiano. What are good advice that you can give for someone starting in data analysis, but is still in early stages and only using Excel? And then further question is, what would be a good Excel formula to learn for analyzing data trend? But I think that one's a little bit too specific. Maybe we can go for the first part. What good advice would you give to someone starting in data analysis, but is still in early stages and only using Excel?
No harm. Excel is a good starting point. But what I would recommend is to understand the data analytics process quite well. Like how to ask right questions, how to understand what business is looking for, what kind of visualization will make sense. So those kind of practices you understand. And Excel can give you amazing visualization. So don't underestimate Excel in terms of its capabilities. But the only problem with Excel is it's not that shareable. Like it's still a desktop kind of application. Although there is Office 365 and Excel is becoming a bit more web oriented, but it is still largely a desktop application. So if you're a sole analyst, very good, no harm because nobody else is working. But if you have a team of analysts, then Excel may not be the best thing. So maybe it's better to look at some other shareable tool like Tableau, which is much more shareable compared to Excel.
That's great. That's a great answer, Elena. I really appreciate that. I do see that there are some questions right now on the chat or on the Q&A about certifications. We don't have enough time to answer all of the certification questions, but please feel free to visit the IIBA.org website. I will link it here in a couple of seconds. There is a lot of information about certification, everything that is needed to obtain certification, and the standards and best practices as well. So I think we're coming close to the end of our time here today. Oh, and here's a good one before we break off from Jacques. What is your opinion on integrating AI tools into your data analytics practice?
You should. Okay, like we have already integrated AI tools into our content marketing process, content production process, and I'm quite sure sometime very soon, already HubSpot has AI capabilities built into it. So HubSpot, I think they call it as a product called ChatSpot or something, which is an AI integration into HubSpot. So that is something already happening as part of platform. And I think Google already has a lot of AI built into its analytics product. So I'm quite sure Excel will bring in, like already I think there is an announcement that ChatGPT will get integrated into Excel. So the introduction of AI tools is given. By what percentage, that's only a question of time. But most companies would incorporate AI tools into every practice. Forget about analytics. It could be marketing, it could be customer support. AI will come into almost every process in your organization. That's given. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, it does seem to be quite a growing segment right now. So Ellen, thank you so much once again for being here with us today. That was very informative, and as usual, very a great way to present this information. I have posted the deck twice now on the chat, so if anyone cannot see it, please also you can reach out to me at events@iiba.org. We'll be signing off for today. The recording from today's webinar will be available on our website within the next 10 days or so. And once again, Ellen, it is a pleasure. We'll see you again soon. And thank you everyone for being here from every corner of the world. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Judy. And thank you everyone for joining us today.